Hello everyone. Art students around the world are stuck at home at the moment and it's tricky to carry on developing your artwork, but there are things you can still do at home. It's going to be reliant on what sort of materials you have, of course, but you can still draw and you can still take photographs. Today's little activity is going to be thinking about how you can take photographs and the best way to compose your pictures and the best things to look for. Now, we can't get out and about, so we are sort of confined to the house. You might be lucky enough to have a garden, and if you do, it's a great opportunity to get out there and really look at all the natural forms, look at the textures, look at the shapes, look at the colours, look at the patterns. And our worlds have shrunk at the moment, which is an ideal opportunity to really focus in, really look for those details. So today I'm going to be looking around my garden and I'm going to be looking for natural textures, I'm going to be looking for flowers, I'm going to be looking for leaves, I'm going to be thinking about how close I get to them, I'm going to be looking for contrasts, and I'll just talk you through it. If you don't have a garden, have a look around your house. It might be harder to focus in on natural forms, but there's still going to be an awful lot of textures, lots of shapes, shadows, things like that. And in a future lesson we'll have a look around the house and see what sorts of things we can focus on. Okay, so here we go. So this is the area I've got to work with today, and there's a wide range of plants and textures and shapes and forms which I'll be able to focus in on. So looking at these flowers here, what I would do is I would try to compose the picture, so I'm getting it leveled up there. I might turn it, making sure it's in focus, making sure that the subject matter fills the space. More flowers here. Now, if I focus in on this, and the sunlight is too bright behind, then I'm not really able to see all the detail. But if I turn it a little bit, there we go. The sunlight's behind me now, and I've got all the detail showing. I'm just using my Android phone to take the photos, and with an Android phone, as you can see, you can get really close, and you can with your iPhones as well. Okay, so just to start off with, this is out of focus there. Just bring it in a bit, and the phone will do the work, the camera will do the work. Look for unusual things to photograph. So for instance, what about the cobwebs on the shed? The lines and the patterns, they might give you inspiration for drawing later. Again, just decide how you're going to compose the picture. Turn the phone so that you're composing the picture as you want it. Composing means how you're laying things out, how you're setting things out. Really look for colour. Explore the colour in the garden. The beautiful colour of the flowers here. Look for interesting textures. So for instance, the texture of this moss here. You might purposefully decide to get things in silhouette. Now, silhouette is where the shape of the thing that you're taking a picture of is really dark against a lighter background. So I'm shooting into the sun here. More interesting patterns. See here, we've got the pattern of the lichen on the stone, and just move the camera around until you get a composition you're happy with. So I quite like it like that. So I've got the light to one side, the dark to the other. Contrast. You see the contrasting colours. This is a plant called dogwood. It's got really red stems, and the contrast between the red and the green works really well. More contrast. Strong red of the flowers, again against the green, the darker colours of the twigs. Strong shapes in the plants. For instance, this one here. And then think about where you're going to take the photograph from. So if I move right over the top like this, I'm getting quite a lot of symmetry going on in the picture. Think about the angle and the height that you're taking pictures from. So don't be afraid to get down really low. And really explore the shape, so don't just take one picture, take lots of pictures. You can always delete them later if you don't like them. Even the smallest flowers might make a good picture if you get in really close. And the things you take photographs of might ultimately give you inspiration for drawings, or for paintings, or for sculpture. Look at the sculptural form of these stems. And also look at the contrast between the natural forms and the brickwork behind. It's all about looking, and whilst we're in lockdown, we've got an awful lot of time to look. Keep looking for patterns. See the patterns in the dry stone wall here. Irregular patterns. Strong contrast between the stone surface and the shadows in between the stones. I hope that helps a bit. Get out into your garden if you can, if you do have a garden, and really look around, look for textures, look for forms, look for patterns, look for colour, and take photographs with your phone. Leave it on automatic setting, it'll do everything for you, And if you're confident with that, then you can start trying out some of the manual settings. Obviously every phone is a little bit different. Also, don't forget that there are loads and loads of editing apps. Your phone will have built-in editing, so you can crop in to your picture. Cropping in means you're cutting out the bits that you don't want, you're focusing in on the bits that you do want. You can increase the saturation. Saturation is how intense, how strong the colour is. You can lighten it, you can darken it, and there's all sorts of weird and wonderful filters that you can put on as well. Have a play around with them. At the end of this video, I've put together a little slideshow of photos I've taken in the garden today, and have fun with it. Don't forget, it's better to take too many photos than too few. You can always delete them later. See ya!